Oh, there I am. Guys, y'all know this is like, I'm new to this StreamYard game, so I'm just trying to figure this out. Oh, there we go. Thumbs up if you can see me. I told y'all this week was going to be a lot of like StreamYard challenges, so here we are. Here we are, StreamYard. Thumbs up if you can see and hear me. Let your girl know, because I'm not sure. I'm still just figuring this thing out. Day two on StreamYard. Day 2. Thank you, Bianca. Thank you all so much. My hair looks a lot different outside of StreamYard, child. I'm dyeing it today anyway. It's time. It's time. I haven't dyed my hair in a very long time. Now that the world is opening back up, baby. Because I'm starting to get ashy. We're starting to get ashy. Anyway, how are y'all doing? How are y'all doing? Thank you so much for coming in the room. Thank you so much. Please like and share. Hey, too busy to wait. What's up, Kimberly Oliver? Yeah, I told you guys I was going to be experimenting with StreamYard for probably the next 2 weeks to see if this is something that I can handle. So this is day 2. This is day 2. Oh, you're welcome, Taylor. Glad we can bring you some joy today. Hey, pretty kitty. Hey, Black Lavender. Shout out to my moderator. Hey, Alicia. Hey, Joyce. Hey, Greta. Hey, Pepe. Hey, old soul. I'm so happy to have you guys here. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, ciao. Oh, thank you, Pepe. Hey, Hollyana. Hey, Nasay. Hey, Marlene. Hey, Tiara or Tahara. Tiara. Hey, Tiara. Hey, thank y'all for being here. Listen, we got a lot to talk about. Y'all know I don't want to talk about that man, but we have to. We got to talk about that man. We got to talk. Oh, remember. There has to be a better way for me to show this shirt. There has to be a better way. Anyway, Pretty Kitty said, listen to this while taking calls. Thank you so much, Pretty Kitty. Anyway, since we're here, let's get on to it. Let's come on into this room. We're going to do it quickly because we got a lot to talk about. Oh, that man who shall not be named is a terrible human being. Come on in the room. Oh, come on in the room. Yeah, we got so much to talk about. And unfortunately, it's a lot of stuff to talk about that I don't want to talk about, but we got to talk about it because the men this season, why did y'all recommend this show to me? The men are terrible. Come on in the room. Oh, come on in the room. Yeah, we got so much to talk about because Katie, hey girl, is here. Hey, come on in the room. Oh, come on in the room. Yeah, we got so much to talk about because the men of this show, I know you guys said that last season the guys were great. What the hell happened? What happened to this formula? Because it's not working. Come on in the room. Oh, come on in the room. Come on. We got so much to talk about. I said we got so much to talk about. I said we got so much to talk about. So I want you to come on in the room. Dr. Pepper hates him, and so do I. Hate is a strong word. Dislikes him. Oh, gosh. I just signed up for Cameo, and they're like sending me on ways on how to make my Cameo better. So I did it like, yeah, your girl's on Cameo. If, want me to do something, I'm on there. Because Cameo is not happy with how I set it up. So after I make it Cameo perfect, I'll post it, in the description box. So if you want, to see your girl on Cameo, I'm there. Come on in this room. Taylor Ann said the bar for male behavior is in hell. It is in hell. And I'm not going to put it on women, right? and say that it's on us for allowing it. I will say this, we have to stop allowing it though. We have to stop being so available to these men like there's no other men in the world. I don't know why we as women like attach ourselves to one guy, and as soon as we see things that aren't working, we still try to make it work. Men never do that. Men see something and they're just like, yeah, I'm out. Like they have the opposite issue where they don't want to work anything out if they see like some red flags. Women, like we see red flags, we see, red comforters. You know what I mean? We see all kinds of red, and we still try to make it work, unfortunately. And it's like, I want us to do better because we deserve so much more. We deserve so much more. Oh, thank you, Holly-Anna. Too busy to wait said, to be honest, I'm loving the mess. Zahari, I think that's, or Zari Andy said, I have been watching this show for a long time, and this is the trashiest lineup I have ever seen. The men should stand outside on garbage day and let the garbage truck collect them. Pure trash. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Tiara says you definitely have to stop because it will consume your spirit. Speaking from experience. Amen. Sabine, let me tell you something. These comments on StreamYard, whoo, you gotta be quick. Sabine said, I know we've mentioned this so many times, but you have to watch the last season. You'll see why the show was recommended to you. Absolutely. Oh, KT, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. KT said, how dare Chris, the colorist, because that's what it is. Let's talk about it. Talk about not being attracted to her face. We know what it is. And we're going to talk about it today. Kim Collins said, it's entertaining but horrible at the same time. Absolutely. Kimberly Rivers said, one of the biggest problems with Married at First Sight is a lot of guys are recruited while the girls apply and want to be married. Oh, really? So they are recruiting men, but these women are showing up because they would. Well, I will say it's very obvious. It's very obvious at this point. Absolutely, goddess, go diva. It's very obvious at this point that all of the women wanted to be married. Even Haley said it. She said, "I so desperately wanted to be married, and I'm trying to make this work." Why do they push marriage on women? So, oh God, we got to change a lot. There's so much in this world that we have to change for women. It's not fair. We're not getting a great or valuable human experience because we're pushed to so many things. And so many of the things that we are pushed to is being a doormat for men, unfortunately. Like religion pushes us there. Society pushes us there. Our cultures push us there. We got to do better. Ladies. We can do it. I believe in us. Absolutely, Candace. Candace said, I want young women to fall in love with their damn selves. Absolutely. Busy is in the building. Hey, Busy. What did Busy say? Busy said, Chris's poorly permed hair told me his preference. Yes. Oh, he sure does, Holly-Anna. He sure does. You know what? Since we're talking about it, let's get into it. If you are just here for the review, beloveds, it starts right now. Let's go. Let's start off with Virginia and Eric. You know what? Not trying to big myself up, but my notes are hysterical. I'm reading my first note. But I got to be real. Is it me or does Virginia's sister look like Eric? I felt like she looked exactly like him. So when she was talking, I was just like, are we sure this isn't Eric's family? That woman looks just like Eric, like separated at birth. Maybe this is why Virginia and Eric cannot work out because they're probably related. He looks just like her sister. Anyway, I do want to say this. I forgot to say it before. If you're new here, hey, what's up? I am just going to do the review all the way through. I'm not going to stop. I will acknowledge and highlight super chats because I was raised right. But after that, I think my review is probably going to be about 30 minutes or so. After that, we will get into it. I always do this because there are just some people who just want the review all the way through. They don't want the conversation back and forth. And sometimes I get off track when I do that. So don't worry. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just staying on brand, par, focus, on the right track. I'm sticking to the script. I'm sticking to the script for the first 30 minutes and then we'll get into it after. I want Virginia out of this marriage. I really do. She gives me abused wife. She really, really does. When we see her, right? She's like, oh, everything is great. We're having such a great time. I'm so glad the experts put us together. And then when she doesn't notice the camera, she's like falling out, to producers, saying that she doesn't want to do this. She wants to get out of it. And then when she meets with the experts, she's saying this is the best thing that ever happened to her. She's so glad that she met Eric. And I'm just like, girl, we know the truth, but at this point, she doesn't know that we've seen hidden footage of her falling out and not being happy being in this marriage. She doesn't know that we've seen it at this point. So when she shows up on camera, she's giving us this representative of what she thinks she should be on this show and through this process. And it's like, girl, we see the real deal. Get out of this, please. And you know, Virginia, that you don't need to be in this, because when your sister asked you, Eric's sister, when she asked you, is it okay to leave her kids with him? You didn't answer right away. You paused. What does that say? Girl, get out of this situation, please. I will be honest, I was on Eric's side concerning Virginia's bad dog, because if you got a dog that bites people, you got a bad dog. Anyway, I was on his side, right? Because he was saying, not with him disciplining the dog. I thought he was a little diabolical when he was talking about disciplining the dog. I was just like, nope, that's okay. I don't want no animal abuse on my TV. But I did agree with him when he was just like, well, you're married, so he's my responsibility as well. He's not your dog. He's our dog. I understood that. I was just like, yeah, Eric's right. And then when he sat down with the expert was just like, well, what if this was her actual child, right? You can't just come in and all of a sudden assume responsibility over her child. There has to be a relationship that is formed. You have to take your time to get to know her child before you even think about trying to discipline. And that's what Eric wanted to do right away. He just wanted to come in and discipline, didn't want to cultivate any kind of relationship with her dog. So when the expert broke it down, I was just like, you know what? I get it. I really, really do. Because I thought, I was Team Eric. Well, when we're married, this becomes, my responsibility as well. But if you're coming in trying to be a disciplinarian and not trying to build any kind of relationship, there's obviously an issue there. And you have to work to get to that place before you can even assume some kind of control or responsibility. And that's Eric's problem, right? He wants everything now without putting in any work, right? He wants Virginia to be submissive. He wants Virginia to move in and do everything that he wants for her to do. He wants her to sit and wait and be barefoot and pregnant and wait for him to get off a plane just so he can annoy her. He doesn't want her to have a life outside of what he wants, but he doesn't even make the woman feel safe to want to give all of that up for him. He just is just like, oh, I'm the husband, so this is what has to happen now. And Virginia's not on the same page with him. I wish she would communicate that a little bit better. I just feel like because she's intimidated by him, she doesn't really say what the issue is. And she just goes, okay. And then she falls apart and cries to production. And it's just like, I got a problem with this show, y'all. I really do. Because we have seen Virginia cry to the producers several times now. Several times in saying how bad this situation is for her. And every time after that, we see her back in this relationship. And I'm just like, if this woman is falling apart to you guys and expressing that there's some kind of, she feels unsafe in some kind of way. Why? I get why you're doing it. But at some point, this show has to be held responsible for keeping these women in situations that are not healthy for them at all. If you're going to have the balls to show us Virginia falling apart, crying to you guys, saying that she wants out of the situation and it's not going to work and she is just a whole wreck, then you need to have the balls to come on TV and be like, this was a bad call on our part. This is somebody who participated in this process, who was not happy, who was very uncomfortable, who did not feel safe. We should have removed her from it. But ratings, right? Ratings. My own personal opinion about the kids thing. because Eric, you know how Eric is. If she doesn't want kids, I'm out. I'm out. Like there's no reconciliation there. Like I'm out. I'm telling you, I'm done. Like, who do you think? Men think that they are a prize. Ladies, we got them confused. Anyway, so that's where he's at, right? And so when he's talking to Virginia, first of all, like I told you guys before, we were seeing them hot and cold every other episode. Now they're they're lukewarm and then they're freezing. So in this whole conversation, it starts off where he's encouraging her. He's saying, you'll be a very great mom. I know that you don't feel, okay about it because of what happened, but I think you'll be a great mom. And then Virginia is crying. And then the next thing you know, they're in an argument again. And I'm like, oh God, you two. But I will say this. Eric really wants kids. Virginia, I get the feeling that she doesn't want kids. And then I feel like she gets on the fence of wanting kids, trying to appease Eric. I think when she says that she doesn't want children, at this point in the game, Eric, you just got to believe her. If you are with a partner and you want to create a life with them, but you don't want a life with any partner unless you have children, and this partner, every time you have the conversation, even if they shed a little tear, even if you feel like you've convinced them, they still say no. Walk away, because this isn't the person for you, because you know exactly what you want. And this person is telling you exactly what they want, but you're thinking that you can change them. You can never change a human being. A human being changes if they want to change. Your influence is never strong enough to make a person change their will. Now, they can, right? For you, but then that creates another problem in the relationship, because you have somebody raising children who did not want them, and the child knows that, right? And then you have an issue within your relationship because this person feels burdened by you because they compromised for you to have a child, and they did not want that in the first place. So I think if you really want kids, and you're going to be done if you don't have kids, get out now. Why are you still trying to convince this woman otherwise? If she's saying no, believe her and just leave. And I think that's with any situation. Like if you want something and your partner says they don't want that, then let it go. There are billions of people in this world. I don't know why people stay in situations that do not suit them. You don't have to make it work if it doesn't work. Whoo, child, there are too many people in this world for you to try to make it work with the one that you have so many issues with. I kind of agree with Eric and Virginia both in this situation, right? Concerning time and spending time together. And, when Eric and Virginia, after they were talking about the kids, they got into it about Virginia's schedule. Virginia, I'm right with you, right? But when you told your husband, you got to book with me early. You got to book with me early because I book 2 weeks in advance with my friends. Okay. Girl, Eric is a lot, but that's your husband. Like that has to be, his schedule has to become a priority for you, because I'm not a fan of Eric, but I did kind of make the same face he did when his wife said, you got to book with me 2 weeks in advance. Let my husband tell me, excuse me, I am your schedule. What? But I do also understand Virginia saying, I don't want to say yes to something with somebody and then have to break that commitment because all of a sudden you, who didn't want to do anything 2 weeks ago, now want to do something. So I understand the both of them. I just think if they're going to remain together, I hope you guys don't, no shade, just my opinion. If they're going to remain together, they're going to really have to work on that, because like Eric said, I can't really call my schedule because I'm a pilot. But you can't expect this woman to sit and just do nothing until you're available to spend time with her. I think Eric has to respect Virginia's schedule, and I think Virginia has to realize that she's married. Girl, you don't want this. You don't want this. I think you want it to work because your parents' relationship didn't work. And just like Haley, you don't, want to be like your parents, but girl, this ain't it. This is not the one for you. Let me move on to Brianna and Vincent. It didn't go well with me with this couple this episode. Y'all know I love them. Y'all know I'm a Brianna and Vincent stan. We had some issues. So they are coming together, talking about their finances because Vincent wants to eventually buy a home within the next few years. So they realize that, they're doing a lot of spending. So they got to bring it down so they can be able to afford this house. Makes sense, right? Bree is my girl. And yes, you can afford and do all these things on your own. You was doing it without Vincent, but Vincent is in the picture now, right? I just feel like there ain't that many tank tops in the world. You know what I mean? Like, Brianna, you don't have to spend $300 to $400 a month on clothing. For me, that was a bit excessive, right? And I have expensive taste, but I'm just like, no shade, but looking at Brianna, I'm just like, you're not a Balenciaga girl. You don't give me that you're buying designer every month and that, this is what you do, right? You can buy whatever you want, especially with your money, to make you feel good, right? But if you and your husband are sitting down with your finances and you both are looking at where you can, save at, like what space, like that's not really a necessity, you can come down on your fashion budget because, let's be real. What have we seen Brianna in? Tank tops and rompers. They can't cost more than what, $10 to $12? How many tank tops and rompers are you buying? And let's be real, you're getting them from Rulala. You're not getting the, you know what I mean? Like, you're not getting these things from like Versace. It's not a Gucci romper. You can cut down on the fashion spending. Now, if you were some, luxury kind of girl, I would be like, well, Vincent, once you get a nice designer bag, there's no going back, right? So you gotta understand her in that aspect. But it's just like, girl, what you spending all that money on? What? I was going through all of her looks and I'm like, you're serving, but it's a frugal kind of serve. Nothing wrong with that. I'm a discount diva myself. So I just don't understand why she's just like, oh no, $200, sis. You going on the shopping spree at Aeropostale, you can spend $200. You won't even spend that. I just didn't understand. I love me some Brie, but I was just like, $200 on clothes is too much for you. But we've only seen you in tank tops. I love you, girl, but you were being a little ridiculous. I don't know if that was producer prodding, if they were trying to make you be ridiculous, but when Vincent was giving you the side eye, so was I. He was like, do you need to spend $300? Like, come on. We've seen the closet. Nothing wrong with being a discount diva. I am one myself, but I'm just like, I just don't. You don't give me Laquan Smith. You don't give me Christopher John Rogers. You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with that, but still, it's just like you're not spending that much money on clothes. I can't believe it. How much clothing are you buying? Because it seems very affordable. Anyway, having said that, Vincent, we got to get into Vincent not wanting to spend any money now that he's married. Absolutely not. I was with Brianna and she was just like, no, I want you to still woo me. Like, just because we're married doesn't mean that, like, oh, we're not doing those things anymore. Like, just because you're married now, it's like, oh, we're not going to go out on these nice dates anymore. And even Brianna, she was just like, the dates don't have to be $200, $300 all the time. I was like, yes, girl. Because, I mean, you want to give me a fancy dinner. Like, no. You're not going to marry me, give me all these nice dinners, in the beginning of the marriage. And now all of a sudden, because we're trying to save for something, I got to settle with Outback. Listen, I love a kookaburra wing, but I'm not doing that every once in a while as a treat. No, we can do Tomahawk Tuesdays at Fleming's. That's not a lot of money. But now that we're married, oh, we can't do that. We got to do a Hungry Man TV dinner every night and stay inside. Oh no, you still got to woo me even when you're married to me. Just because you're married to me don't mean you have me forever. You got to keep on doing those things to make sure you have me forever. Like, this is not the end now. Listen, I was going back and I was like a ping pong. I was going back and forth between Brianna and Vincent because I felt like Brianna was being ridiculous, but Vincent was being ridiculous. No, we don't have to do all those things now. And then he has the audacity to say to her, oh, I had the luxury cars, back when I was single and I did all the spending. So why can't we do that now that you're with me? Why all of a sudden now that you're married, it's just like, oh, let me settle. I'm good. I don't need to, buy and do all those things anymore. Yes, you do. Why don't men understand that we're expensive? What is that? Like they can't. We've been around for centuries. We've been around just as long as they have. We're expensive. Like why? What is this idea where they think that that any woman, even a frugal woman, is going to cost you? You are always going to spend money, men. You're always going to spend money on a woman, even when you're married to her. Like it's never going to stop. We like nice things. There's nothing wrong with that. We bought those things for ourselves when we weren't with you. Why does that have to stop now because we're with you? If anything, that should increase. Very weird. I don't have to do all that now because I'm married. Yet you have to do that and more, actually. Actually, we are your adventure. We are your joy. We are your peace. And we can also be your hell. Like, if you wanted to remain joyful, if you want us to be your peace, because we could be your chaos. If you want us to be your peace, keep on spending that money. I'm not saying you got to, throw thousands of dollars at us every day. It would be nice if you could. Okay. But, at some point, a woman is going to be like, oh, honey, we don't have to do all of that. You know what I mean? We think for the future as well. We think for the home. That's why we take care of all the bills. You may pay them, but we let you know when it's coming up. And we also say, oh, baby, maybe we can't get that this week because we got this coming up. If we love you, we'll do the right thing. Right? If we're trying to just scam you, listen, it is what it is. You should have known from the beginning. But I couldn't get with Vincent. I couldn't. I did all that stuff, but now that I'm married, I'm not doing that. Where in the woman Bible does it ever say that we're cheap? Never. I'm telling you, the cheapest woman is expensive. I don't get it. I don't get this idea. And I don't know how it's gotten out there, but no, there ain't a woman on this world that is cheap. You're going to spend money on a woman, and that is okay. That is how we were created. We accept you the way you are. You got to accept us the way we are. I mean, you can't do a Tomahawk Tuesday at Fleming's. Y'all can't do that. Ciao. This is my last thing I'm going to say. If a woman could take care of herself better without you, and then she get with you, and she got to start cutting things out of her life that made her happy, you gonna have a problem. You gonna have a problem. And another problem that I have with Vincent, Brianna expressed to Vincent that she is scared, basically scared of having children because she has high blood pressure. And let's be real honest and clear here. As a Black woman, having a childbirth without complications is a death sentence for us, right? Our lives are just not valued. We know as a Black woman going in to give birth that you might not come out, right? So to be a Black woman, even thinking about the idea of childbirth, knowing that you have complications, the woman is terrified. So what she is basically saying to him is that I don't want to have kids right now because I want to experience life with you, because I don't know if when I go in to give birth to our child, if we're both coming out alive. That's basically what she said to the dude. And you know what he says to her? I'm concerned because the longer we wait, the harder it will be for you to give birth. Did you not just hear what your wife said? Did you not get that? Because I heard it. I heard it loud and clear. I like Brianna and Vincent. I don't know if this is the best situation for Brianna. Oh my God, I can't believe I said that I love this couple. I don't know, Bree. I don't know. I'm rooting for y'all. But Vincent gonna have to get some things. He gonna have to get them now. He was giving me selfish partner real selfish. I will say this. He got to stop hanging out with Chris because they're still buddies. They are still friends. I feel like Chris is rubbing off on him in the worst way. Well, you know what? There's no other way Chris can rub up off on you. Anyway, yeah, I'm a little concerned about my favorite couple. And I'm more concerned for Brianna because I don't know if this is the best situation for you. Because this is how she was taking care of herself before she got with Vincent. Why does that have to stop? I don't know. Oh, Brianna and Vincent, I'm hurt. I didn't want to say it, but I had to. Hey, Haley and Jacob. Let's get into you guys. Haley and Jacob. Still in the same place, but we've had some movement. I will say this, they just don't work. Haley and Jacob just do not work, and that's okay. That's okay to just it didn't work. We tried it. Let's move on. Unfortunately, Jacob is attracted to Haley and he wants to, be with her because he's attracted to her. He wants all of his friends are getting married and having kids, and he wants to be that, right? He wants to be in that same group with his friends because when his friends started to have children and get married, it wasn't happening for him. So he was left out of a lot of their lives. So he wants to get back into that space he was with his friends. And Haley is the perfect woman to do that because he's attracted to her. He hasn't said anything else about Haley that he liked, but he's attracted to her. Neither one of these two are ready for marriage, but that's just my opinion. Haley just wants to get married. And she even said it. She said, I just wanted to be married so badly, or I was so desperate to get married that I want to stay in this and I want to fight for it. But you're fighting for the marriage, right? The partner makes the marriage. You have to want to be with that person, not the idea of marriage. And that's another thing that I believe, another number that I believe, not just society, religion, and also culture has put on women, that we are aspiring to be married, but we don't aspire to live our lives or be in a life partner relationship with somebody that we want to be with. All across the board, not just somebody who's a provider, somebody who is a lover, somebody who I can laugh with, somebody who I can learn from or grow with, that I want to have children with, that I want to experience highs and lows with. We just focus on, at a certain age, marriage, provider, that is it. You're miserable in this marriage. But he takes care of everything. But I don't want to get rid of him because he's my children's father. And we have all these other reasons that we stay, but none of them are about us, right? None of them have anything to do with how we're feeling and, what we want for ourselves. And I see Haley doing that same thing, which is I want to be married and I want to make this work. You never said you wanted to be married to Jacob or that you want to stay married to Jacob. You are focusing on this marriage. So you saying to the expert, I've cried more in these 2 months than I've cried in my entire life. That should be a breaking point for you. Because if this is your marriage thus far in 2 months, how many times do you think you'll be crying for a lifetime? If this is what you decide to do because you just want to be married. And I have to say something about that expert. After Haley said that, why didn't you tell her, this is not what this should be. We need to end this right here. Haley, no, I want to work this out. I want to stay in this. No, you've never been happy. You tried to have sex with the man to make yourself attracted to him. It did not work. You need to leave. I honestly feel like, I know we get on page, but I honestly feel like they are being coached off camera to stay in these situations that do not suit them. And I'm so concerned for the psyche of the women on this show. The women on this show are going through it. And I hope this show, and it's a hope, not a belief, I hope that they are going to help them after this show is over, or they're currently helping them now, because it is just, it's so sad. I'm sitting over here yelling at my TV screen, Haley, it's okay to fail. You are not a failure because this relationship didn't work out. This is a social experiment that you're going through on national TV, and they're only doing this for ratings. It's a TV show. It's a reality TV show. You did not fail. You finished the season. End this mess and move on and be happy with your life. This is not good. This is not good. She was like, I cried more in 2 months than I've cried in my entire life. That's a problem, girl. You don't see that as a problem? The experts don't see. They need to have me on the show. I will tell them the truth. I will tell them the truth. Although this episode solidified for me that this couple just is not going to work. I will say I did like how Jacob took the initiative. He also, took responsibility for just not being very present with Haley when she is trying to make the relationship work. He did say that that there were some things that he felt like he needed to work on, and he was engaging with her, and that allowed Haley to engage with him. And I felt like for the first time since this couple has met each other, that they've had a real open and honest conversation. I don't know if that conversation helped. I will say they both said they still wanted to be in a relationship. I don't know if it helped because, next week's episode, we see them having another issue. But I'm just glad that they at least had a real conversation with each other and not with the experts and not in their confessionals to us, the viewers. I'm glad they finally had this conversation with each other. Again, I don't know if it'll work. I don't know if it'll work because I think that these two were just never, ever a good match. And speaking of never, ever being a good match, let's get into Clara and Ryan. I'm going to go off script here and say, I think Ryan wants to be married to a Black woman. I know. I gasp. I know we don't see it. But every time I see Ryan, he's in some kind of Black Lives Matter shirt. And I'm just like, I feel like you want a revolution. I feel like you want, another, revolutionary right next to you at these marches, defunding the police. Like, I just feel like maybe he can't seal the deal with Clara because he needs to seal the deal with Paige. Like, what's going on, Ryan? Because Clara, are y'all not having these conversations? Your husband wears a Black Lives Matter shirt every day. You got to talk about this. Y'all have to say something. You just sit there and eat your breakfast while he walks into a room that has all the people who were murdered by the police on his chest. And you just, eat your eggs and just don't, hey, honey, good morning. We need to have a conversation. How are you? What's going on? What do you need? Can I get you to where you need to go? Am I the queen that you're looking for? You need to have that conversation because every time I see Ryan, I'm like, this don't give me, I want a white queen in my life. Did they give him the wrong? I don't know. But every time I see him, I'm like, is that the issue you're having with Clara? Because we can talk about it. I feel like that'll be an interesting conversation. Child, don't judge a voice by its cover. Anyway, when the experts asked Ryan about sex with Clara, this is not funny, but I will be honest, I hollered because he was just like, oh, well, you know what? Maybe I should check in with her to see if that's, if she's okay with not, having sex. I've never thought to ask before. I just, thought she was okay with it. Ryan, how are you so oblivious? How are you so oblivious? Yeah, I should just, check in on her. You know good and well that woman wants to have sex with you. You know good and well she wants to have sex with you. But you're not sleeping with her because she's white, Brian. Ryan, what is going on? Every day, it's a Black Lives Matter shirt, guys. Every day. I think I'm on something. I also feel like he knows. Because when Ryan was sitting there acting like he was shocked that Clara would want to have sex and not be okay with the situation, I think he knew. I think Ryan knows exactly what he's doing, and that's why I think that Clara doesn't need to be in a relationship with him or anybody for a very long time. I think that Clara does not need to date. I think that she does not need to be married for a few years. Here is why. Clara is far too comfortable being in relationships that never suit her, that never serve her. She is okay with serving others in relationships, and she is okay with not receiving anything in return. Because when she told the expert that her relationship was a 10 out of 10, I screamed. I said, Clara, you're lying. You are not happy. And she was trying to make it seem like, oh, no, it's okay, because I know I respect him for not wanting to do that. But I do, want to have sex with him. But I get it. I understand. You don't get it. You don't understand. But you don't want to be single. What is up with these women? Women show that don't want to be. Being single is not a bad place. It's like, why can't you just... Because listen, when you're single, especially as a woman, you're not single. You're dating yourself. That's what everybody should be doing until somebody comes along that you want to spend the rest of your life or a part of your some time in your life with. Clara needs to date herself. Clara needs to find out what she wants, what she likes, because she gets in these relationships and it's whatever it is you like, whatever it is you want, whatever it is you want to do, however you want to get off, we can get off. Like, she is not ever checking in with Clara and what Clara wants. She's been serving Ryan this whole time. And she is frustrated about it, right? Because she doesn't know that we got that footage of her talking to the girls and she's just like, I'm getting him off every night. I'm like, girl. You don't have to be in this situation, Clara. You don't have to be in this situation. You can say something because he knows what he's doing. When you're getting him off every night and after, he's done, he rolls over and goes to sleep and he knows what he's doing. You need to say something. You need to say, wake up. What about me? You have to express that. You have to say that to that man. I just don't feel like she's in a place to do it, which is why I feel like she doesn't need to be in a relationship for a long time. I want her to fall in love with Clara. Because again, we have this situation where it's an absolute with Ryan. Ryan is absolutely raising his kids in church. Clara, I don't really want to do that, but if that's something that he wants to do, I'm okay with it. Girl, what? You don't want that. And you are the one who will sit here and say, well, I will want our kids to choose. And as soon as he takes that baby to church, as soon as y'all sit there at your baby's christening, as soon as you see yourself taking your baby to Sunday school, as soon as you see yourself sitting in church yelling amen, not agreeing to a damn thing, is that when you're going to realize that this is not what you wanted? You are the kind of woman who will stay in a relationship and be absolutely miserable, but die in that mess, because you would rather be miserable and be with somebody than be miserable and alone. You have got to get out of the bad love is better than any love at all. Not having any love at all. Like, girl, you got to love yourself. You can have standards. Who told you that you can't have standards? Who told you that you can't get your needs and wants met in a relationship? Oh, we got to talk to your family. I feel like there's a huge number that was done on Clara because she's not happy. She's not happy, but she'll tell you that she's happy. And then we'll see this footage, just like with Virginia, we'll see this footage where she is clearly not happy. And she was in a relationship like this before when she was with Ryan. Speaking of Ryan, he's been in relationships with women for years and he hasn't had sex with them. Where are you finding these women, Ryan? The math is not adding up. Like, something, the math ain't mathing, this ain't adding up. Something is wrong with this entire relationship. I feel like there are so many things being left out that it's just not making sense. He's been in relationships with women for years, has not said I love you, and has not had sex, but has been serviced in some kind of way. Multiple women. How old was he? Now, was Ryan 14 when he told you this story and just left out his age? Or was he a grown man and doing this to somebody? Something ain't adding up. It's not, none of this is making sense. None of this is making sense. Ryan, what's going on? What's going on, Ryan? This ain't making sense. This is not making sense. Clara, get out of this. Get out of this, because you will stay in this relationship with this. That got mad bright. What the hell? Y'all see my light get real bright? Anyway, she'll stay in this relationship with this man and not be happy. And there's so many women who do that. So many women, and you so desperately do not want to be like the women in church. You are going to end up just like them. Just like those long-suffering women that you have seen in church, or the pastor's wife, the bishop's wife, the deacon's wife. You've seen all of them suffer in ministry, and you don't want to be like them. You don't realize that you're absolutely following their path. And I feel like it's a woman that she's talking about that she don't want to be like her mother. Is that who she? Paige. Yup, Paige. Paige, I mean Clara, I mean Virginia, I mean Haley. Y'all got to go to therapy. Y'all not ready. And that's okay. Y'all need to date you. Y'all need to fall in love with you. Y'all need to have your absolutes like these men. These men come in these relationships and they're just like, no, I'm not doing this. No, we're doing this. No, this is not okay. If you want to do this, I can't be with you. Y'all got to do the same thing. Y'all keep on compromising for what? For what? Ain't none of these men, Jason Momoa, why are you compromising? It doesn't make sense. Let's move on to Paige and Chris. Ain't no way. I'm gonna be real honest with you and these experts. Liars. The experts are lying. I get it. I didn't see season 11. They might have been great and they might have been on it on season 11, but this season 12 was a season of trash. This was trash reality TV. They mismatched these couples for ratings. There is no way, because the expert is sitting down with Paige. She's just like, oh, my goodness, I can't believe that he is this guy. You can't believe it? You cannot believe it? The moment we met Chris, we knew he was a devil in a meat suit. We knew. We all saw it. You guys sat down with Chris. You met with him several times. You went over his application. Y'all knew who you were getting. I'm not buying none of this mess that y'all coming out and saying now that we're watching the season and realizing how terrible this man is. All of a sudden, you guys are like, oh, we had no idea. You knew. The camera caught it the first second we saw this dude. So you knew. You knew. Your whole audio of this dude talking to his groomsmen about Paige, that is who he is. You mean to tell me this man never showed up the multiple times for months that you were interviewing him and auditioning this man? You never met this person. The devil is a liar, and his name is Chris. His name is Chris. Y'all saw it. Y'all saw it, but y'all thought it was going to be real good TV. Real good TV. You didn't know until you watched the show, because they don't know how the editing is going to work this show out. They don't know. They're just there for these scenes. They don't know what's going to get put in, what's going to get taken out. They don't know how this show is going to be edited together. And so the experts watched this show and was just like, we got to come up with something because the fans are going to get us. They're going to eat us up for points. What can we say? This wasn't the guy that we met, even though it was. We knew he was going to be good TV. We didn't know that he was going to be terrible. That's what they're doing now, that they're watching the show back. They're just like, oh, this wasn't who we met. It was absolutely the person you met, because it's the first person we met when we saw him. We knew who he was. We knew who he was the second we saw this dude. There's no way that you guys are all experts and you didn't see it. You saw it. You knew it was going to be good TV. You didn't know that you were going to look terrible for picking that man for Paige. Anyway, while Paige is sitting down with this expert, she feels like she's doing something. Yeah, because he's a narcissist. He's such a narcissist. Chris, the narcissist. Don't try to kiki with her and, try to get on her good side and our good side to talk about how terrible Chris is. You're an expert. You didn't see that? Yeah, he's a narcissist. How didn't you see that with all your degrees, all your experience? You didn't see that this man was a narcissist? Really? You ain't seen none of that? None of that, but you're an expert. Okay, we got a super chat from Mackie. Mackie said, I think there is something mentally wrong with Chris. He gets a sick thrill out of the chaos and drama he creates. He makes you choose violence every time, which is why he can't stay engaged. The only way he was able to get married was what? Through this TV show experiment. Thank you so much, Mackie, for the super chat. All right. Let's move on to Chris being the worst person I have ever seen on reality TV. And I've been watching reality TV for since it started. I've been watching reality TV since the Real Housewives of Orange County. I've been here for 13, 15 years. I've been watching it for a very long time. And he is the worst person that I have ever seen on reality TV. He is horrible. Absolutely horrible. There's nobody that can compare. And there are people who've killed people on reality TV. There's nobody who can compare to Chris. He is the worst. When he sits down with Dr. Pepper, he basically calls Paige ugly. He basically calls this woman ugly. And Dr. Pepper is just like, so, that's what you didn't like about her? He was like, yeah, she's not my type. Her features, the features on her face, so it wasn't, and you got all these queens out here in Atlanta and you sent me her. Every Black woman watching this show knows exactly what kind of Black guy Chris is. Chris is the kind of Black guy who wants to be, he would rather take a non-Black woman, right? But he will be with a Black woman if she doesn't look Black, right? And what I mean by saying if she doesn't look Black is like an original, like myself. You know what I mean? Like the first, the first human being. You know what I mean? He's fine if, you have some Black ancestry and you got to, do a little squint to see her ancestors in there. You know what I mean? To see the Black ancestry, you got to do a little squint. You got to catch her in the rain to see if the Negro will come out. That's the kind of Black woman he likes. He don't like them dark. He don't like them with their ancestral features. That's not his thing. His thing is because you got a lot of white queens, a lot of Asian queens, a lot of Black queens. We know what kind of Black man he is. The worst of Black men is Chris. He embodies all of that. He embodies that sickness and that ugliness within our community in one human being. That's exactly who he is. He is the scum of the sickness of slavery that has just cursed my people for so long. Oh my God, I'm telling you, the 400 years did a number on us. And you know what? Of course it did. Of course it did, but there are far too many of us who are so lost, and Chris is absolutely one of them. He didn't want a Black woman that looked like that. If you want to give me a Black woman, she better look like she mixed with something white, something Asian. You know what I mean? I don't want a full one. And if I got a full one, I want her to look like she mixed. That's what he's trying to say, but he won't say it because he's smart, because he knows what he's doing, right? He knows that he is being a colorist. He knows that he is using featureism against Paige. He knows it, but he won't say it because he's smart. Because what a lot of Black people do in my community is act like that don't exist. Like colorism isn't a thing. Like featureism isn't a thing. It's just like, oh no, we're all Black. We all love each other. But there are literally Black people who are dark, who have our ancestral features, who are treated a certain way. And we're saying these things and you're not hearing us because you know what you're doing and you don't want to be guilty of it. He knows. And I feel so bad for Paige because I feel like that's probably not the first time she's dealt with that in the Black community, unfortunately. I don't feel like that. I know it's not the first time she dealt with that. And not only does she have to deal with this in a marriage, she has to deal with it on national TV. He's the worst kind of Black person. The worst kind of person. But I'm just talking about within my community. That is the worst. And that is him. That is him. Absolutely delusional. Absolutely delusional to think. And I'm in no position. Won't say that. I don't do the, who is attractive and who is ugly and all that stuff. I don't do that, right? But I will say this. Chris is in no position to have beauty standards. No position. No position. I was not shocked at your preferences, knowing that Paige would not be somebody who is your preference when you are a good and grown Black man with a texturizer. I know what's going on over there, right? If you're sitting there and you're applying stuff to your hair to make it seem like you got a certain kind of texture, I know what's going on. I know who you are. I know what the deal is. So I wasn't shocked that he would even say those things about Paige. It did still hurt because I'm listening to this man say these things about this woman who has only said the best about him. And I can only imagine how she feels watching this. But Chris having the audacity to say he wants a queen when he's not even nowhere near a king. Like, you're not a king, you're not a prince, like you're nowhere in any kind of relevancy where you could have a standard. You're a jester, a clown, a demon in a meat suit, if you will. You cannot have any kind of standards when this is the kind of human being you are. You're delusional. You're delusional. And I am so disappointed with the women who would even give you their time or their bodies. My God, today, I hope they love themselves better. I hope they love themselves better today and would never let a demon like you walk across their path ever again. Ever again. Anyway, so Paige is finally free and she's out of this. And all I have to say is thank the Lord, Paige. Thank the Lord that he got you out of this mess that he never put you in the first place. Although you blamed him for this process. This was not God. He never put you in this situation, but I'm glad that you finally got out of it and finally woke up. I hope you do not disappoint next week, because I saw that clip where you and him are undecided and I do not know how, but I will sit here in this episode and just think that you got your mind right. You're walking out of the house and what did she do? She turned off the lights and she walked out the house and she walked away from this situation with her head held high. That's what I'm hoping and praying where you remained. The rest of the season trailer makes me feel like you didn't, but I'm hoping that you got some kind of sense, and I'm hoping that now that you're free, you'll get rid of that sufferation wig. That wig that she was wearing in that confessional with that pink on. I said, oh, that man is taking you through it. He is probably still taking you through it. I guarantee you that this look that Paige is sporting in that confessional with that sufferation wig, I guarantee you that is episodes later from her going back and forth with this man. I think she may have slipped up and went back and forth with him, because I absolutely believe 1000% that he was still having sex with Paige. That's why he wanted to meet her in person. I absolutely believe that was probably still going on. And I think she probably had a moment of clarity and walked away. But that scene that she filmed walking out of that home could be later in the season, right? Could have happened after the season was filmed, because I'm feeling the sufferation wig, that whole look, like no makeup, no lashes. She was going through it in that confessional. So I'm thinking that's probably when she was still going back and forth with Chris. And maybe this ending that we have seen with her and the red jumpsuit is probably something that was filmed later, because this look looked very similar to when she was on the after show of Married at First Sight. So I'm thinking this was probably filmed later and not currently now. I think the sufferation wig with the pink outfit, that was current. And current within the show. And I think that's when she was still going back and forth with Chris. And they were just probably making her say these things so that it could go along within the storyline. But I think she was still messing with that dude. Unfortunately. Oh, all these ladies got to love themselves. It's not just Paige. Y'all got to love yourselves and know what y'all can do better. I don't care if you're freaking 28, 32, what you can do better on your worst day. You are always the prize. That's why they do all this stuff to get you, ladies. Like, child, religion and culture has done a number on us. Done a number. It's more of us than there is them. We got the numbers. We can do better. Anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about in this review. If you are just here for the review, beloveds, it ends right now. Let's get into the chit chatter. We got new comments. Let me go down to the new comments. Oh my God, I got a super chat. Hey, Vicky girl. I'm sorry, I'm on StreamYard, so it doesn't light up like YouTube. But Vicky Girl 1203 said, I swear to God, I better see some news of Chris getting beat for this soon and very soon. Child, I better hear about some hot grits. I better hear about some hot grits coming his way soon and very soon. Thank you so much, Vicky Girl 1203, for the super chat. Thank you, my love. Audrey Meadows said, it's the audacity. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Mackie says, I want to meet the person who told him that he was attractive, let alone a catch. Bro, you out here looking like a pit bull. Oh my God, a pit bull Rockwilder mixed puppy. The audacity, the absolute audacity. Alexis, thank you so much for the super chat. Alexis said, hope you are booked and blessed this year. Rooting for you, Nikki. Thank you so much, Alexis. Thank you for the super chat. And I'm rooting for you, Alexis. Thank you. Daphne said, girl, I want to drive to the ATL and slap them. Don't we all? I'm just, hold on, guys. I'm just trying to make sure I got all my super chats. I want to acknowledge everybody. I feel like I got them all. I'm so sorry about that. YouTube normally highlights so I can like catch them right away. So sorry if I missed you, but thank you all so much for your support. Miss Cindy said they say that they're undecided on decision day. So Miss Cindy, is that the last episode? Or is decision day the next episode? This is my first time watching this show, so I don't know. No. Daphne Snyder said, I think Chris and Paige are still smashing. Today or within the show? Please don't say currently. Oh, God. Please don't say currently. Paige, I want you to want better for yourself. You are so worthy of that, sis. You are so worthy. Wait, hold on. Oh, KT said, showing up 45 minutes late and then showing out. Ugh. He knew what he was doing. This is who he is. He is a terrible guy. When the expert was talking to Paige and she was telling her about the comment about the car, the expert said to Paige, oh, he was doing that to harm you. That's who he is. He is a chaotic, harmful person. He was with Paige, knowing that he did not want to be with anybody of her skin color or anybody who has the same features that he has. He's that guy. Because, let's be very clear. People, especially, I'm just going to speak on my people. Black men who do not want black women don't like their damn selves, okay? When they don't want, the full nose or the full lips and they just want it on stuff, they want that, but they want it in a European way on somebody else. We know exactly what that is. It has nothing to do with us and everything to do with them. They hate what they see when they look in the mirror. It ain't me, it's you. So when he was doing all that stuff to Paige, right? When he was harming her and sexually humiliating and manipulating her, it was because of who she is. He knew that he could harm her like that because of the treatment that dark-skinned black women, especially black women with our ancestors, with our cultural features, he knows the abuse that we endure, and he knows that is the abuse that you can get away with within and without and out of the community. So he knew that was somebody that he could harm and not get any repercussions from, because he's that kind of guy. He's that kind of terrible human being, the devil in a meat suit. That is Chris. Advice Queen, thank you for the super chat. Advice Queen said, I knew guys like Chris in school. They never cute, but the girls be on them. I don't know why. Advice Queen. I have no idea why. Thank you so much for the super chat. Is it the confidence? Is it the delusion? I don't know. I do not know. Thank you so much, Advice Queen. Vicky DC said they never want light-skinned sons either. Ain't that something? They want a nice little light-skinned daughter. If they get a light-skinned son, they're disappointed. But what? But don't you want to have lighter children? But you mad that you got a light-skinned son, but you want a light daughter. Why? Sick. All kinds of sickness. Oh, God. Once my community deals with that, we'll be unstoppable. We're already unstoppable now, but I feel like we got far too much going on in our community. We got a lot to address. Colorism, homophobia, featureism. Oh, Lord, misogyny. We got work to do. We got work, baby. Got work to do. See, Golden said he keeps talking about that Mercedes. He is a small person. Very small person. Very small person. Yes, guys, keep up the likes. Thank you so much, Tracy. Listen to Tracy. Tracy said, we got 300 in a room and 113 likes. Star family, please like. Yes, thank you so much, Tracy. Carmen Sandy, you know what, Carmen Sandy 17, from what I watched, I absolutely agree. Carmen Sandy said, Chris and Martell act the same. Did you see Martell interview on the Steve Harvey Morning Show? I did not, but I did see he did an interview with a blogger, and I was just like, this man is insane. How do they exist? How do they exist? How do women stay with them? Oh gosh, we gotta do better and want better for ourselves. And I'm talking about myself as well. I could think back to situations where I was just like, I should have been got out of that. But, it's how we are, how this world makes us think about ourselves, that, loving ourselves and having standards and having absolutes and saying no to things is radical, right? It's considered radical, or we're, considered a bitch and all of these other things for just wanting to be loved, honored, and respected the way that we desire and the way that we give out. So it's unfortunate, but if enough of us do it, the culture will change. Just breezing past 3 said, Chris darn sure isn't cute. He had me stuck with that. Chris really thinks that he is the best thing that ever happened to women. And I am just the fact that he was like, that he felt that he could talk like that and it would be okay. Ciao. And did y'all see them pinstripe suit pants? Guys, that suit was the only thing that he brought to Atlanta. He has worn it so many times and in so many different variations. He is a mess. Stephania for sure said he knew he would get away with it because society will look at Paige and understand, come on, why he acted the way he did. Absolutely, Stephania. Tell the truth and what? Shame the devil. Tiara said, I'm not really surprised they still let him film 45 minutes late. They knew what he was going to bring it. When are they going to cuss him out? Absolutely, they're not, because this is what they want. Chris is good TV. Look who we're talking about. Look who's always trending when this show is on. They know that he is going to be awful. That's why they did the whole thing, filming 45 minutes late and waiting for him to get there. I'm not saying that Chris isn't an awful person, but I would not be surprised if they gave him a later call time and filmed this to add to that. Never trust a reality TV show, I'm telling you. Never. Yes, listen to my moderator, Shonda. Thank you. She has my Instagram in the chat. Please give your girl a follow. I'm active on there throughout my reviews. You can also see my schedule and when I'm going to post things. And I also bring it to YouTube as well. But if you want to know what I'm doing throughout the week, that's what I'm doing. Billy is Real Housewives of New Jersey live stream at 2 p.m. Absolutely, my love. Absolutely. That is happening at 2 p.m. I want to hop over here at about 1:30 to prepare for that. Kimberly Rivers, call it out, Nikki, especially or including the toxic religion. Absolutely. Women suffer throughout all kinds of forms of society. We suffer through society in general, throughout religion, throughout culture, workplace. Like, it's every tier of being a woman, suffering. To be a man, to live in this world just free. Oh my God. What would I do with all that freedom? Who knows? Who knows? If I have the heart of the woman, I'll probably do the right thing. It is what it is. Oh, Mimi Nick, that's really good. Mimi Nick said a light-skinned son is competition and a reminder of who they wanted but could never be. Are we preaching today? Are we preaching today? Come on, Mimi Nick. That's right. Tell the truth and why shame the devil. That's what it is. Kayla M said, I've been tweeting about how Haley is just trying to make the marriage with Jacob work to prove her parents wrong, but I didn't think anyone agreed. They were not here for her being on the show. Yeah, that's because this is the thing. Haley was crying about her relationship. Haley wasn't crying about, not being in love with Jacob and not wanting to move forward with him or anything like that, right? It had nothing to do with Jacob. It had everything to do with the fact that she felt like a failure. That's what she said. She's like, I feel like a failure. Not like I want to be in love with him and I'm not, or I think me and Jacob have these issues that we can't get by. None of that. It was all, I feel like a failure for this marriage. Like she just wanted to prove that she could do it and be successful at it. And because it's not working out that way, it's like, oh, I'm a failure. But honey, you're in a whole relationship with another human being. There's more things that matter than failing at a marriage. Like what is going on with that relationship? What is going on with the both of you? That should be important, not this paper that you all signed to get married on this show. It's so many people on this show who are in relationship in a marriage for the wrong reason. So many of them. Shad Pearl, not a lot has happened on New Jersey. I will say the first episode and the first episode and the fourth episode is the most interesting. I know it's been 8 episodes, but 2 of them have been like behind the scenes episodes. If you want to get into the Real Housewives of New Jersey, I would say watch episode 1 and watch episode 4 and you're all caught up. Candace said Chris mentioned that he was late to the interview. I believe that too. But I wouldn't be surprised if he was given a certain call time and probably came late after that. I think he was about 45 or so minutes late. I wouldn't be surprised if he came like 30 minutes after the actual call time. But I think they were adding on a bit to his call time to make him seem like a creepy guy, which he is. And I could be wrong about that too. But I'm just saying that's how reality TV is. They manipulate everything. And they also add on to the awfulness, because what a great scene that was, watching Chris, watching Dr. Pepper wait for Chris and be like, oh, we're just going to cut it. And then as soon as he says that, who walks in? Chris. Come on, that's reality TV magic. Old Soul, thank you for the super chat. Old Soul said, do you think that Ryan is asexual? Thank you so much, Old Soul. I thought about that. I really did. I don't have enough. I don't, know enough about asexualism, is that a word, to make that call. So I didn't want to talk about it on this show because I just don't know. He could be. It did come up. It could be. I felt like maybe he could be somebody who just does not enjoy sex, and that happens. Hello, Clara, but she doesn't enjoy it for certain reasons, right? I don't think she's ever enjoyed it. I think there's a lot there with Clara not enjoying being intimate with her partner that she's just not going to talk about, but I think it's something much more deeper. But with Ryan, he could just not enjoy it and not want to do it, or think that that doesn't really make a relationship, or maybe that's just not important to him in a relationship. It could be that as well, or it could also be that he wants to be with somebody black. Why do you keep on wearing these Black Lives Matter shirt in front of this white wife? Like, what is happening? And Clara doesn't say anything. I'm like, this is really important to him. So y'all gonna have that conversation. But yeah, I don't know, Old Soul. Thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, Phil, I'm going to highlight this, but I ain't going to say it. I think that she's hand jobbing though. Because remember when she did the movement, I think she's hand jobbing. I don't think she's sucking, but she could be. She could be. My God, today. Oh, she could be. Kimberly Rivers said, I think Clara is pressuring him to do more while he is trying to connect with her. In the matchmaking special, she says she supports Black Lives Matter. Oh, I absolutely believe that. I'm just joking. I think that they probably have had the conversation, but it's not odd. I just every time we see Ryan, He has a Black Lives Matter shirt. It's like, oh, okay, this is your attire for the whole season. All right. All right. Vicky DC, thank you for the super chat. Vicky DC said Ryan is not asexual. He's just one of those church boys that does everything but, yep, to maintain a false image. Please don't put that image on the aces. Oh, that's what you call yourselves? Aces, the aces. All right. Thank you so much, Vicky DC. Thank you. That's a good point. But he's never but Clara said that he's been in relationships with women for years and have not been intimate. I'm telling you right now, the most saved person, right? The most religious person will have a slip up in some years. Unless you're always doing group dates and only meeting at church. Listen, there will be a slip up somewhere where you're crying, oh God, forgive me. You know what I mean? Like that happens. That's why, church kids get married right away, because you don't want to, keep on putting yourselves in situations where the devil will get the work in. So there's something up with that, Brian. Something is up with that. Oh, dear diary. Yeah. We all wanted to say it, but we were just like, but I think she's hand jobbing. I'm really at your big age, girl. I would be like, no, I am not a teen. We got to do some married people stuff. Ciao. Oh, this is the best feature because I don't have to say nothing. I don't have to say nothing. Oh, y'all mess. Oh, that's good. That's good. Asexual. I mean, not asexual. That's good, dear diary. Because I'm just like, if he wants something. He wants something. Just not with Clara. What is it about Clara? But Clara, you also have to stop servicing him if he's not servicing you. Like, girl, why are you allowing yourself to be on this show looking like a whole nut? Pun intended for this man. Ooh. Ryan. Oh, who said that? Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely, KT. Absolutely. Extremely. And he thinks that he is being a bang up husband, bang up job. Yeah. He thinks that he's like, being such a great husband. And I'm like, you are delusional, bro. Delusional. The only reason why you're not the worst husband is because Chris and Eric exist. If they were not on this show, it would be you, Ryan. It would be you. Listen to Shonda. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Kimberly. Just breezing past 3 said, this is my first season of Married at First Sight. Might be my last, girl. I mean, I don't want to gender you, but you know what I mean when I say girls, for everybody. They should have put Chris with the other one who doesn't want her husband. Chris and Paige, I feel like a lot of them were mismatched. I really, really do. I really, really do. Feel Good said he is not attracted. Make sure he is not attracted to Clara. I know I'm not crazy. Could it just be that? But then why is he? You know what? A lot of these men are able to do stuff with people they are not attracted to. So I can't even put that past them. But it's just like, what are you doing, bro? If you can't tell her that you love her, you can't be intimate with her. Why are you allowing her to do these things to you? Then, like these sexual things to you? Ryan. I don't think Ryan knows that we know. I don't think he knows. I don't think he knows that we know that Clara is doing, some 10th grade stuff to him. 10th? 12th. Oh my God. Oh God. Maybe sophomore year in college, Some of us grew up Baptist. Dear Diary said, LMAO, laughing my off. What if Ryan isn't a virgin at all? He could have been blowing his ex's back out and he isn't going to tell her or us. I wouldn't be surprised. Ryan keeps a lot of stuff in. I don't think he realizes that he's with someone that doesn't keep stuff in. I don't think he realizes that. I think he's going to be watching this show and just being like, what the hell? Phil, I forgot to give you this. Thank you so much, my love. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, I don't think he realizes that. I don't think Ryan knows that she is telling all of his business. Literally, Leah, hey, oh, gorgeous. Hey, said, honestly, after some point, I stopped completely hating on Chris and started side-eyeing Paige. Sis let herself take too many L's. Absolutely. In the name of religion. In the name of religion. Thank you, literally, Leah. Thank you so much. But yeah, absolutely. I can't disagree. Paige, I love you. We all love you. We are rooting for you, but you stayed in that situation. And it honestly could be producer manipulation, but you are the one who got on TV and said you believe that God wanted you to go through this process. Your brother even confirmed that when he said that to you. And I want to tell you, as somebody who believed the Lord, that the Lord loves me, I do not believe that God will put you through this. I think that, like Haley, you wanted to be married. You wanted to be just married? What is it? It has to be, ladies, you gotta want more to just be married. Just a ring, that's it? Just saying I got a husband. A husband ain't no prize today. We waking up. Like there has to be so much more involved in that than just being married. I mean, I could get if you're marrying somebody very wealthy, right? Then that's like, okay, you did the damn thing. Especially if you marry somebody who's wealthy and like old, it's like, okay, girl, we know you're about to be swimming in some coins in a couple of years because he only got about 2 left in him. That's different than y'all getting married mad young to these young men who have nothing to offer. You really just want to be married. Yikes. Yikes. I think she needs to move on to something better, which is herself. Paige, Haley, Virginia, none of these ladies. Oh, Brianna. I'm still rooting for that couple. But none of these ladies outside of Brianna need to be in relationships for a very long time. For a very long time. I know that society and church makes you think that late 20s, early 30s is old. It's not. You got time. You have time. Date yourself. Take this show money after you divorce these fools and date yourself. You've earned it. You've earned it and you all deserve it. Absolutely, Thashima. I absolutely agree with you. Ryan does not want to consummate the marriage because he is going to say no in the end. Absolutely agree. I've been saying that since day one. That's why, but he is next to this woman who wants to, be intimate with him because that for Clara, that is how she can communicate love, right? So she, even though she can have sex without being in love, but that is how she communicates some kind of affection and she needs that, right? So I wouldn't be surprised because I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think that Ryan has ever initiated anything intimate with her. I don't believe it. I think it has always been her. And I think he probably was just like, oh God, if you want it here, just play with it. That's it. But nothing else. I think that's why he doesn't want to do that. I think he has no intentions of staying. So he doesn't want to, he signed everything on paper, but to him as a, believer, it's, well, I didn't, seal the deal and, break the blood covenant with Clara. So we're okay. Like, I didn't consummate this marriage before God, so I can walk away from this. But you don't know, Ryan, that Clara done already let us know that she's been doing some things. So I want to know what his reaction is going to be after we see that. KT, how does Ryan expect to have children without intercourse? Oh, he's going to have children, and he's going to have intercourse, and he's going to say, I love you to the woman that he wants, to the woman that he just don't want, Clara. That's what it is. He just don't want you, and that's okay. That's okay. Listen, Ryan is going to find him a nice evangelical woman who will wear Black Lives Matter shirts with him every day and go to the gym. That's what it is. It's a Black Lives Matter shirt woman who loves Jesus, who has those mugs that have like scriptures written on them, Proverbs 31 woman, and all they do is, go to church and go to CrossFit. That is his kind of woman. It ain't Clara. Clara don't like working out. Clara don't want to go to church or raise her kids Christian. Clara don't wear her Black Lives Matter shirts. I can't wait to see a woman that Ryan's going to end up with, because I'm telling you, he's going to debut her on Instagram, and we're all going to be like, yup, makes sense. Makes sense. Poor Clara. She just want to be with somebody. Whew. So many women don't know how amazing they are. They have no idea. Mimi Nick said Ryan is avoiding gin on gin. Gin on gin. Ryan is avoiding gin on gin, thinking it'll clear him of any wrongdoing when he divorces Clara. Absolutely. Absolute gin on gin. I'm using that one, Mimi. Gin on gin. Daphne said, maybe Ryan is concerned about how Clara's past was. Absolutely. But if you're concerned about that, then stop letting her get you off, because she's thinking that is making, oh God, Clara. Oh, I just want to hug her. She's thinking that is making you want her, or, making or showing you how much she wants you. But you're just getting off. Oh, poor thing. Poor thing. Kimberly Hayes said, laughing my off, not one of these men are marriage material. Not one. Not one. Because up to now, I still don't know why Jacob want to get married. Wants to get married. What? Why did you sign up for this process? Even when Haley was talking about his 10 years, what did you do for 10 years? Well, not much, because all of my friends got married and had kids. So that's why you don't have nothing to explain the decade of life. What? Haley, this ain't for you. This ain't for you. Ashley said, but so why did he go on the show, knowing that they could put him with someone who doesn't have the same beliefs and values? I think he went on the show like everybody who goes on this show, especially if you were on season 11, like a lot of you are saying, they had really successful relationships. I'm thinking he went on the show thinking he would get exactly what he wanted. I'm thinking that that's what he thought, and he got Clara. And he's going through this process because he's a good guy and he doesn't want to hurt her, or he doesn't want to be the bad guy on the show, but he's going through the process. And when it's decision day, he's going to tell her no. If he doesn't tell her no on decision day, I bet you we're going to get an update and saying that they later separated. He is that guy on camera. I'm telling you. Ryan shows up as the nice guy on camera. I'm not saying that he's a terrible guy off camera, but I think he is someone who is really concerned about how he appears to other people. Tippy and Co. Hey, gorgeous. My subscribers are beautiful. Yes. Tippy and Co said, what about Ryan and Amber? The one who was married to Matt. Who was that? Tippy and Co. Let me know who that is. Ryan and Amber. The one who was, is that season 11? I don't know them people. This is my first season watching this show. Oh, just breezing past. You listen, let me tell you something. You've been preaching. You've been preaching this whole chat. Just breezing past 3 said Chris wanted a racially ambiguous black queen. He was just cruel to Paige and she took it. Still talking about closure. Close your legs to marry men. A little Real Housewives of Atlanta humor. Feel good. Thank you so much for the super chat, beloved. Phil said, what kind of successful marriage can one have if their partner does share the same thought? Or do you mean doesn't? Does share or does share similar values, morals, and beliefs? Let me know, Phil, if you meant doesn't. If not, we'll get into that. Thank you so much for the super chat, my love. Oh, yeah. See, I don't know about them other couples. This is my first season. But y'all keep on telling me to watch season 11. Oh, God, Kimberly, what? Matt was a homosexual and Amber had abandonment issues. He was cheating. He was cheating while they were married? Oh, my gosh. I'm not going to say that. I love this feature. Messy, Kimberly. Messy. Oh God, now you guys are fan casting couples from other seasons. Paige don't need to be with nobody for a very long time. Hoocha. I just feel for Paige because I feel like there are going to be so many, terrible Christian men who are going to like get her because they see that she is somebody that they can manipulate with the word. We're going to end it right here because I got to get ready for the Real Housewives of New Jersey. Thank you all for joining me on my second StreamYard. I feel like I'm getting better at it. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to spend with me. I appreciate you all, especially my moderators. Thank you so much, Shonda. Thank you so much, Black Lavender. Thank you all who make this possible for me to do. I cannot do it without you. And thank you all for tuning in and supporting your girl. It means the world to me. It honestly does, because you don't have to do it, but you do. And I thank you all so much. If you like the Real Housewives of New Jersey, join me today at 2 p.m. I'm going to take a break. Then I'm going to hop on there and we're going to talk about that for a minute. If not, I'll see you soon for something great. Love you all so much. And thank you for joining me. Thank you. Yes. See you soon. Thank you, Tony. Thank you so much. Shout out to my other moderator, Tony. Thank you. I will see you all soon. Bye, loves. End of broadcast. Yes, end. We did it.